Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple moth scene with a lamp, and these are as you can see, for the project. In the project, the moth will come over and circle around the lamp. You can keep the lamp anywhere. The moths will follow, as in this project the moths are attracted to the lamp. So let's begin. So we need an empty scene at first, and we need to have a simple image reference. And I'm just going to get to a image I have of a moth, but you can really use any image of a moth. Now, if you press Alt-R, it'll clear the rotation, and you want the size to be small. So, as moths are quite small, we are just gonna keep it we're gonna keep it as a centimeter. Let's move this down. Now, if you open this up, you can see here you can change the scale of the size. So let's change it down to 0.01. So 0.01. It's 0.1. Now you would scale down the cube so that it's about the same size as the moth over here. Actually, let's delete the cube and let's add a plane. Now if we go to top view, you can see. Let's rotate the moth so that it is about in the same position that the cube, so that the cube is in over here at the top of this, the plane is, and you can just rotate and move along the here. So now you would just make the simple shape of a moth, very basic moth shape. Follow along, and you can press Alt-Z if you want to make this transparent, so that you can work with it and you can see what is going on underneath it. So that way you can align the shape with the image underneath. As you can see, that makes it a lot easier. Now let's go to the light wheel and take everything and extrude it upwards by pressing the E. Now what we want is this loop here, so we would take this, let this loop and scale it down. And then this one here as well, we can scale that down. This can go downwards. So can this. So you can just make little tweaks like that. You can press double G to make things slide along the axis. So just if you want a little bit of smoothness to it, you can easily smooth it out, or you can press A, like, and then right click, and then you can press the smooth button. Then you can press smooth, Control E, and then you would press smooth edges. And that would also make it smooth. So, yeah. So, I've got the basic shape down. So, I'm just gonna make this more of a, I'm gonna give it some antennae by extruding out certain sides. Right, for the antennae, we're gonna do the antennae later on. So first, let's go to the top view, and if we go and add a plane in, you have to still be in edit mode when you're adding the plane, otherwise it will be a different object. So you need to, now you can easily align this with that. So once you align it, it'll become more a better shape. So you just align the wings to make simple wing shapes. You might need to add some loop cuts to have some finer details if you'd like to make it. But I think one loop cut is about enough for what you would need. Now you can just select the wing by pressing L when you're hovering over it. And then you would just press Shift D to duplicate it. And then escape, rotate x-axis 180. Now you can grab it this way. Yeah, you would rotate it the y-axis 180. And then you would grab it and put it on the other side. Then you would put it on the other wing. Now you would take both of these wings, grab them forward, and then select one, rotate it on the y-axis so that you can get a, and then bring it up and make sure it's into this. Now just do the same on the other side. And just put this here and so you want it to be in sort of a wings up position where the wings are up, and later on we'll make a wings down position. So to make so now you would take this basic shape and you can easily go and change you would need to go into its, select your thing and then go into the properties and then go add a shape key. This is called the basis, and then add another one and call this one down. Now put the value to up, go at it, and rotate the wings and put them down. So now you've got the wings down position. And now if you can see, if you turn it from 0 to 1, it'll basically be flat wings. You can get rid of this. You can get rid of the line with the. So now as you see, you've got a basic moth, and it has a shape key, but we need to animate that shape key so that it's working. So here we need the timeline here. So bring up your timeline. Now go to the first frame and set it at 1 and press I for the keyframe. Now if you go and split your corner, now you can split the corner over here. Yep, so you split the view. So you can easily split the view. And now once you split the view, you can change this to the graph editor. And now you could go N and go to modifiers, press N, go to modifiers, select that single keyframe you put there. One keyframe, add the modifier, noise. Now if you'll see, it will be kind of beating that, but you want the scale to be smaller, strength to be much bigger. So this way it'll be working better. But the scale is good about at 1, or maybe if you want, or even 5 would be good. But you can change the offset if you don't like the positioning of it. The depth is the more detail in it, but we really don't need that much depth. Yeah, I'm going for a 2 on my detail level, and as you see, that's working there. So if you see down here, you can notice that it's changing its value while this is talking to you. So now that we've got that done, we can give it a texture or a color as you say. So you can change this to shader editor. You can change this to the shader editor. And now you can press Shift A and add a image texture, and then connect the color to the base color. Now you would open that exact same texture, that moth image you had, the one that you used for the building it. You would open that texture. Now if you would go into the render mode, you can see that it's got that texture, but it's placed all wrong. Like as you can see the moths here. You can actually see the background as well, which is not what you want. And also this is very like shiny. Moths are not shiny. Like the roughness for this would be probably up to 1, but you want like full roughness for them. And also this, as you can see, it's displaced all wrong, so we need to press everything and do view, and you want to do Smart UV project and press OK. Now if you go to the editing mode and zoom back into your character and bring it into as you see, you can select everything and you can take off this so that you don't see all your line. So now if you select a single wing, you can rotate it and move it around to the best fit for your wing. You would take the wing and just like you did with the mesh earlier, I'm just going to select one single wing. Then I will take this, rotate it, so you can actually see the difference over here. You can see how it's changing. So you can align these with your wings again. As you can see, yeah, you can just continue fiddling up with that, making it look more like it should, where everything's aligned. But another way to do this would be if you go yield, project from the yield, then you can just select everything and scale it and bring it right down. And that'll give much better results for the wing. This is just a very basic way of doing it, but since these will be quite small, you won't really see any of the detail. Now, if you select the main body itself, you're probably going to need to go yield, and then you're probably going to do a cube projection. In that way, it'll project it as if it's a cube, so that'll work much better than if you were just to project it how you would how you did with the wings. So you can put them anywhere on the wing just to give it the texture. Like you can put it anywhere as long as it's on the. So as you see, it's got the basic shape of the moth and it's got the flying pattern. So now what we're gonna do is, so what I did for the other one was that I actually mixed it with for the coloring. If you will go to the shader editor, for the coloring I actually used a mix node, a mix RGB color, and I put that in here. So that now for this, I would turn that into dark black. So this way I can control how dark it is. Or a color ramp would have also worked for this same thing. Actually, we can use a color ramp. So yeah, as you can see, we can get more the darker. Let's take off but the mix RGB actually works a bit better than. So yeah. So that's how I got the different shades of them. So just change this color strip to black, and then I can change the factor, this dark factor. That's the only difference between the moths, really. So now we can go to top view. We want a load of these moths, so we could duplicate them here. And I'll just change the factor to be darker. And for this, just press here and then change the factor for it to be darker. Duplicate it again. And then I can duplicate this one more time. But this time I'll make it lighter. And then I can take the 50 axis and this time and scale them all down. So I'm gonna change the origin to individual origin, so that way I can scale them down really easier. So this way we've got a variety of 4 shades of colors and 4 different sizes. As you can see, they're all basically kind of the same. So, but as you see here, when they're all flapping in sync, and we don't want them to be flapping in sync. So what we'll do is we'll go back to our layout, set this to the free. We'll get rid of this. Yeah, so now we've got our basic moths, but as they're in sync, so what we'll do is we'll open the graph editor. Yeah, we'll open the graph editor, and if we go back to N, we'll take example this one, and what we'll do is we'll go back to the modifiers and just change the offset a bit. So if we change the offset, they'll not be in sync anymore. As you see now, they're basically mainly all different from each other. Now it looks much more like a whole lot of moths. You can do the same thing with birds or really any other type of flying creature to create the basic flapping thing. So yeah. Now that we've got the basic dots down, let's create the actual animation of them. So first of all, you need a plane. You will also need a lamp. Yeah, so you need a lamp. I'll just get the one I used. So yeah, so what we've got so right now is a basic. Now what we need now is a basic lamp shape. Well, this video is sponsored by Eduberry. Eduberry is an online platform to learn and to organize all your work. So let's say you want to learn Blender, like I did. I couldn't find much on YouTube, and it was really hard to find proper videos, and well, because they were all over the place and I couldn't really find much. So then I found Eduberry. Eduberry, you can go through all the, if you want to learn different things, you can go to the different areas, and if you'd like, you can easily search up what you want. Like, I want to learn Blender, so you can just type up Blender in the search courses section. So it'll just take a second, and as you see, you can see all these are a lot. These are all the courses and videos on it. And if let's say you just want to go, if you want to do mathematics example, and you have an idea of exactly what you want to do. Let's say you want to do maybe number theory. You can go in, and then inside number theory, there's even more categories if you want to go even more deep. And then you can visit each website in this. So yeah, you can, these are just, so this is basically all the websites and educational websites around Google. All the good educational websites around Google are in Eduberry. So you can, if whatever you want to find, you can easily find it within Eduberry. Back to everything. So you've got moths, and you want just a simple, like you want something to put for the moths to be attracted to. Let's make it a simple sphere. And let's stick it on, let's stick a cylinder on the bottom of it. Make it a lamp. Yeah. So there are our moths. So we want the moths to be a particle system on the plane and for them to be attracted to this. How are we going to do that? First, we need to make a particle system. First, we need to put all these in a separate collection. So, new collection, moth. Okay, and now here, now we take our plane and we will make a particle system. And we will make it emitter. And we will make, so we will go to emitter. We will add random rotation. Now, first we need to define, now, if we go to render, we can go and render as, instead of hollow, we will go collection, and the collection will be moths. So there, as you can see, there are moths, but they're very small. So we're gonna have to change the scale, make them a bit bigger. That's better. And the rotation's terrible. Let's go to rotation. And then we're gonna change this to objective z-axis. Rotation. So yeah. So in the render section, you will change that to collection. You can change the scale to whatever you'd like. The scale randomness will decide a little bit more randomness if you'd like. Now you would put your motor. We do not want it to. We don't want it to show the emitter. Now, if we go to viewport display, let's change the amount a little lower because we might want loading modes. So we might want, and we don't want to show the emitter. And we can change the amount to more, and since we put it to yeah, we want some more. Now, as you can see here, now we have our moths. Now you would go to the so let's close down. So now we would go to force field settings. Oh, we would go to physics, physics type, voids, mass, way less than 1 kg. Maybe like 5.1 kg maybe. Yeah, that. Now, if you can see what you go to void brains, we can get rid of the flock. We get that. The only one and only rule they have is follow leader. The leader is always will be this, our lamp. Let's name it. Is and will always be the lamp. the object is lamp. Now as you see, it is following the lamp, but it's going right into the lamp and then it just shoots away. So that's not what we want. So what we do is we go to the, now we just need to go up and go to battle, strength, aggression, yeah. So we go to the mission, lifetime, we want it to last forever. Randomness just a little bit, and then yeah, so now if we go to this and we will add it, we will give this collision. So now that, and for the particle, we will give the stickiness to 0. We will put the kill to nothing, the friction to nothing, randomization to nothing. So yeah. Now if you will see it is and it's kind of working, but it still isn't exactly what we wanted. So now you can just keep the distance a little bit. If we increase the distance, it'll just increase the distance a bit, and now it'll not be as crazy anymore. It's still not exactly right, but it's, at least now it's not going too far. Now we just decrease the distance or set the distance. And we can change the distance lower and change from fuzzy to random. That's right, average, and now it'll actually, if we put the distance to 0, also it needs to have its, so we want the origin to be in the geometry. So now when we go around, because it follows its origin, not the actual thing itself. Now so yeah, that's basically mainly it. If we go to the field weight, we can decrease the gravity just a little. But really, yeah, good to go. And actually, I think we can decrease the amount of moths. It'll actually be good just with 100. And I can set that in the viewport display. Go to the display and we can put them inside. So as you see, they're fluttering around the lamp. Good. And so if I go to camera mode, I can run. And, and now I think it's a normal placeholder. You can just go to CG Trader. Let's go to CG Trader. You can just type. You have to create a account, but that's like so create account and CG Trader easily, and you can just get a lamp model. You can press free, and if you're working in Blender, then just set the format to top. That you'll only get things that are suitable for Blender. So like as you see, there are loads of options over here for different things. For example, this is one that I have. This is the one I used. So yeah. So while that's going, you can see like now you got an idea basically on what this is. So the moths will follow the leader, and while it's going, you can make the leader move around as much as you would like, and they will follow the leader. And yeah. Like if you want, you can add more moths, or you can just add like a simple. That it really depends on the scene you're making or where you're going to use the moths. So you can really use them anywhere. You can put them in. You can put them in some place. Like you can put them at a lamp. You can put them anywhere really, like a neon sign, a person. Just wherever you want. And just to add a bit of realism to anything you make. So anyway, that's it for today. Bye.